This conference will now be recorded.
So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. This is our first service company spotlight for Small Operator Society. And today I'm here. We're going to have a little talk with Bruce Herbrick with Herbrick Agency. Bruce has gone above and beyond on supporting us in our cause on surviving the current rulemakings going on at the COGCC and CDPAG. And so as a part of that, we want to give Bruce a chance to introduce himself and his company to the group. I do have personal experience with Bruce and his company. I do my insurance for my operating company and my bonding for the COGCC and my state leases with Bruce. So I'll just kind of let everybody know that. And so with that, Bruce, why don't you introduce yourself to us and your company name and sort of, the services you provide and that sort of thing.
That's fine. Yes, Bruce Herbrick, Herbrick Agency. We really are licensed under Herbrick Inc., doing business as Herbrick Agency in the state of Colorado. Family owned. I originally had an agency in Sterling, Colorado, and came to Denver in the late 80s to specialize in oil field risks.
Excellent.
We're located in North Glen, Colorado, and close to some of the action up here with all these large drilling sites. We cater to family-owned businesses, and our forte really is that my partner, who is my stepson, Chris Culp, and I personally handle all of our accounts.
Yep. And I would say that's been my experience with you, Bruce. Is it's been very good getting to deal directly with you and Chris. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Please continue.
That's fine. If you are dealing with a larger agency, number of larger agencies in the Denver area that specialize in oil field risks, you're dealing primarily with a agent whose primary business is to go out and sell. So most of the clerical activity or questions and answers are handled through clerical personnel. So we seem to have hit a niche with many small service companies and operators because we deal with them with everything, with their questions, their claims, their changes, anything that takes place with regard to their account. So we try to be personally involved in each account.
Yeah, and so let me tack onto that and ask you a question, Bruce, because you're not the actual insurance company or bonding company, right? You're kind of is broker the right word, where you do kind of work with multiple insurance companies and you kind of bid it out and find the best coverage for each individual situation. Am I getting that right?
We are a broker for surplus lines type of activity, but the majority of our accounts are with companies who we are directly licensed with. So we have a contract with specific insurance companies. Travelers is a good name that everybody recognizes. And we have a direct contract with those companies. So most of our insurance is placed directly in a standard market, as in many cases other agents have to go to a surplus lines market to get coverage, but we are directly licensed with companies like Travelers.
And being directly licensed with those companies also helps you save your clients money on their policies. Is that correct?
Yes, in many instances, if the agent is not directly licensed with the company, there is a policy fee in conjunction with the coverage.
Mhm. Mhm. And just so people know, on our Small Operator Society website, which is www.smalloperatorsociety.org, we will have a link to the Herbrick Agency's website, which is www. Tell me if I get this wrong, Bruce. It's herbrickagency.com, right?
Or no, it's just herbrick.com. Just herbrick.com.
herbrick.com.
That's correct.
Yep. It'll be under the classified section, and I think we're also building out a general support section. So that's how people can get a hold of you. Let me just kind of ask you one other piece of advice, Bruce, because I know you and I have been through, as you know, I was a new operator to Colorado in the last few years. You and I have been through some lessons learned where I could have really learned some lessons the hard way, but you helped me through that. Do you have any advice for small operators when it comes to, you know, navigating the insurance or bonding world? Just sort of any tips that can help keep people out of trouble?
Well, not in particular. I don't want to badmouth anybody or anything. So no, we provide the same service that you can get through any agent that has access to oil and gas markets.
Well, let me help you with the lesson that you helped me learn. So I had in the first year of operating in Colorado, I got hooked up with Bruce. He was recommended to me from another local operator in Colorado, and I had a flow line leak. A long flow line. It was about 3/4 of a mile long. It was on an ESP. So high rate, a lot of fluid. And I panicked just because of the regulatory environment, and I ran out and cleaned it up and, you know, did everything right, took samples, got environmental out there. But I did not immediately report it to Bruce and the insurance company. It was kind of after I got through the heat of the battle of cleaning up the flow line leak and fixing it that I had a conversation with Bruce. And what I learned from that experience, and you can add to this if you feel like you need to, Bruce, is I almost missed the deadline, or actually in that case I won't say that. I almost missed the deadline for reporting that incident in time to have it paid for by insurance. And in the end, Bruce was able. That's right. Go ahead, Bruce.
That is very true of anything related to insurance. If you have a claim, or you think you're going to have a claim, it needs to be reported right away, immediately, most definitely within 30 days, in practically all instances. So we do find that some people get caught up in the experience of getting something taken care of immediately, but one of the first persons that should be called is your insurance agent to warn them about a potential claim.
Yeah, and in my specific example, that saved me, I think it was about $80,000 in costs that would have otherwise come directly out of my pocket. So
Mm.
that was my lesson learned.
But
um,
that's true. That's true of all claims, any accidents, anything that might be true, might be covered by insurance.
mhm,
Anything that might be covered by insurance should be reported as quickly as possible.
yes. Um, and I see it's about 2:15, so we've been talking for about 10 minutes. I want to try to keep these fairly short and to the point so people do actually go to the website and listen to them later and don't get buried. So I'll just ask you if there's anything else you want to add, Bruce. We didn't really touch on the bonding front, but I did mention in the beginning that I do utilize Herbrick Agency for my COGCC and state land board bonds. Is there anything you want to mention about that or anything else before we wrap it up today, Mr. Herbrick?
Well, I do like to work on bonds for people, and we've had a lot of success, and we've heard stories from other people that it's been a difficult procedure. Um, but we've been successful uh, for many people with bonding needs. Another item that we need to mention is that we are licensed in the surrounding states and have customers in all of the surrounding states: Colorado, Nebraska, Wyoming, Kansas, Montana, North Dakota, Texas, and Oklahoma.
Very good. That is good. I forgot to touch on that. So in the last minute, if anybody on the line has a burning question they'd like to ask Bruce at this time, you're welcome to pipe up and throw a question out there. If not, we'll make sure that all his info is posted on the Small Operator Society website, and you can get a hold of him individually. So anybody has any questions, now's the time. Very good. Well, Bruce, on behalf of Small Operator Society and the 55 current members, I want to thank you for your contribution and your support as we make our way through the COGCC and CDPHE rulemakings. And I have no doubt that your contribution will have an impact. So thank you, sir.
Sam, I thank you for the opportunity, and we
Right
hope
on, everyone.
your organization is successful in changing some of the trends for the industry.
Very good. That's our attention. So with that, I'm going to shut the recording down and close the call. And everybody have a safe and happy weekend. Thank you very much.